Good day everyone. Welcome to the video lecture of Arrays in C. Myself V.Vanthana, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Applications, SFR College for Women, Sivagasi. And the learning objective of this video is to make the learners to understand the concept of arrays, to determine how 1D, 2D and multidimensional arrays in C is declared, and to illustrate the initialization of arrays, and to explain about static and dynamic arrays. First, we are going to see some introduction about arrays. First of all, arrays is a derived data type in C. It's nothing but a fixed collection of, that is sequential collection of elements of the same data type. Same data type means if we declared an array as integer, then only integer elements will be allowed in that. If we declare it is a character array, then only characters will be allowed in that. So, it is a sequential collection of elements of same data type. For example, an array can represent list of names, list of numbers, list of employees, list of products, etc. And also, it is the most convenient data structure in C for data representation. In C, there are three types of arrays: one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array and multidimensional array. In all these arrays, first it must be declared before using it. Mainly for a variable, the condition in C is first it must be declared before using. Like that, for arrays too, it must be declared before using it. And also, like other variables, arrays can also be initialized. First, we are going to see declaration of arrays. For declaration, the syntax is, first we have to specify the data type of the array. Data type can be int, char, float, etc. If we declared as an int means it will behave like integer array that allows only integer elements. Followed by data type, we have to specify the array name. For array name, the rules specified for identifiers and variables in C must be followed. That is, it must not start with number, it must not start with a special symbol, like that. The rules for identifiers and variables must be followed for array name. Followed by array name, the size of the array must be specified within the square bracket. Size means the number of elements that an array can accommodate. For example, if I specified the size as 5 means 5 elements are allowed in that array, at most 5 elements. So, if there is one subscript, that square bracket is called as subscript. If there is one subscript in the syntax means, then it is called as one-dimensional array. If there is two subscript means, then it is called as two-dimensional array. So, two-dimensional array means it is a table representation, that is a set of rows and columns. So, the first subscript specifies the size of the row, that is size 1 specifies the size of the row and size 2 indicates the size of the column. For multi-dimensional array, based on the specification, the subscript can be included. For example, if 3-dimensional array means 3 subscript must be included for size 1, size 2 and size 3. Like that we can indicate 4D, 5D, etc. This is the picturized representation of one-dimensional array. Here I am declaring an array, integer array. So, int, the array name is ARR, the array size is 5. So, at most 5 elements my array can accommodate. Above is the figure representation. So, each array element can be accessed by using its index. An array index usually starts with 0. So, the first array element will store at the index 0, the second element is at 1, the third element at 2, like that. For accessing an individual element, I have to specify the index within the square bracket. So, for example, to access the second element, I have to specify as ARR square bracket 1. 1 means second element is equal to 5. I am setting the second element value as 5. So, this is the picturized representation of one-dimensional array, and then this is the picturized representation of two-dimensional array. So, two-dimensional array means like I already specified, it is a set of rows and columns. So, here I am declared 3 rows and 3 column array. So, it is also an integer array. The data type is specified as int, the array name is ARR, row size is 3 and column size is 3. So, here first element can be accessed using 0, 0 and second element as 0, 1 third element as 0, 2. So, totally in this array 9 elements can be stored. So, 3 cross 3, 9 elements can be stored. Next, this is the picturized representation of 3D array. Usually multi-dimensional array means a series of, if my array dimension is n, means it is a series of n minus 1. That is, if it is a 3D array means it can be represented as a series of 2D array. If it is a 4D array means it can be represented as a series of 2D array. In this example, I had specified 3-dimensional array named ARR. Size 1 is 2, size 2 is 3, size 3 is 3. So, it means that second subscript and third subscript indicates the rows and columns of 2D array. The first subscript indicates that there are two dimensional array. So, 3D array means series of 2D array. In this example, I had specified 3D array as 3 cross 3 2D array, that is 3 cross 3 2D array. So, to access second element in the first array means ARR of 1 1 1 means in the first that is, I already said that there will be 2 series. In the first series 1 comma 1 in the 2D array. So, it is a series of 2D array. Next, we are going to see about the initialization of arrays. Initialization means assigning default values. So, there are 2 types of initializations in C: compile time initialization, runtime initialization. Compile time means we will assign value during compile time. Runtime means during runtime we will assign the value. So, compile time initialization of arrays. Compile time initialization means we will assign the default values during compile time. The values can be assigned using the curly braces. So, the values must be specified between the curly braces separated by comma. For example, for one dimensional array, int ARR of 3 is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. For 2 dimensional array, I have initialized some values, 2 cross 3 array. So, 2 cross 3 means 6 elements will be accommodated. So, it can be sequentially represented separated by commas, or individually row wise representation, each separated by the curly braces can also be allowed. So, both representations are allowed in C. So, in compile time initialization, if the number of elements specified within the curly braces is lesser than the specified array size, then automatically the balance space will be allocated as 0 or null. If I declared as an integer array means the remaining spaces will be filled with 0. If I declared a character array means the remaining spaces will be filled with null value. For example, if I declared an 3 size array, but I allocated but I initialized only 2 values, 1 comma 2 means the remaining will be filled with automatically 0. If I declared character array means the remaining will be filled with null character. But if the number of elements is greater than array size means then it is not allowed in C, that is it is illegal in C. For example, if I declared a 3 size array, but I try to initialize 4 value means it will generate error. So, likewise, for 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional or multi-dimensional too, we can initialize the array values during compile time. The second type of initialization is runtime initialization. So, runtime means while running the program we are going to assign the default values to array. That can be performed using either scanf statement or using the assignment operator. I clearly explained both examples. In first example, I am going to initialize the array value using scanf statement, and in the second example, I assign the value using the assignment operator. Last, dynamic arrays. So, based on the memory allocation too, arrays can be categorized. So, in that categorization there are 2 types. One is static memory allocation, the another one is dynamic memory allocation. Static memory allocation means the memory for the particular array will be allocated during compile time itself, then it is called as static memory allocation. Such type of arrays is called as static arrays. Dynamic array, memory allocation means the memory will be allocated only while running the program. Such type of arrays are called as dynamic arrays. Usually, the dynamic arrays can be created using either program pointer variables or using some memory management functions like mlog, clog and dlog. So, using these functions we can create dynamic arrays. So, that is all about array. These are some practice set questions to self estimate yourself. Please do try these questions to have further more clarification about arrays. Thank you for watching.